Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. It's been a long time since I got a Spyderco, and I thought I was over them, honestly. I mean, I have six Spydercos at the moment, but my day of getting sprint runs was, I thought, pretty much over. But a knife came out, which I've actually liked for a long time. It's called the Smock. I don't want to get an S30V version of it or something. And then I saw GP Knives had a sprint run in Rex 45, and I thought, well, let's check it out. So this is actually a new steel for me, a new knife for me, but a very old company for me. I do indeed like me a good Spyderco. But first, please, will you click on that like button and leave a comment? It really helps the channel. And as always, thank you to my Patreon supporters. Ooh-wee. All right, the Smock. Okay, yeah, man, it's been well over a year, if not 2 years, since I've gotten a Spyderco. One of the things I love about Spydercos too is that they're highly modifiable. A lot of companies have parts for them, so I can make this a build of my own. This is white G10. I think it's called the Stormtrooper edition. I'm not 100% sure if that's just apocryphal or whatnot. And it's got a little flipper tab up here, and it is a compression lock with a button, which I actually really like a lot. Where did it go? My budget knife of the year actually was the Raccoon with the compression lock. Oh, it's upstairs in my jacket, which I don't have right now. But basically the same thing. And I love compression locks. Don't get me wrong. This is Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and here it has a compression lock. Although I've put compression made easy, compression made easy, CME from OCD for EDC, long lot of acronyms, but I do love it. But this button makes it nicer. I like the button inside of the scale a lot more. All right, this G10, by the way, is super smooth and kind of sexy, honestly. All right, let's take a look at this. Oh, yeah. So, hollow grind. It looks like polished or stonewashed or rubbed DLC on here. Correct me. Tell me what I'm saying wrong. CPM Rex 45. Very nice. Let's see how that button and the action goes. Might be a little tight on the pivot, and you can use that hole even though it's smaller than your usual hole. But definitely, I think the pivot is just a little tight, so I might have to back that off. The centering is perfect. I'm going to guess that this is screaming sharp behind the edge. For comparisons, Paramilitary 2 is the same blade length, but is just so much taller. It feels so much bigger, and it's so much bigger in the hand too. So 3 inches here, yeah, 3¼ inches there. Overall, the Smock is just under 8 inches maybe, and just over 8 inches. Very, very cool. Wow. All right. So yeah, definitely need to do that. I want to test the sharpness. So I'm going to pause this and, well, I don't need to pause it. Do I just have it right here? Let's see if I just have the part right here. All right. So it's always good as someone who is into knives to have your own set of bits. And so I do, and I often fix up my friends' knives, my knives, other things like that. And it's not unheard of. You shouldn't be angry if you need to play with the pivot tension on a knife that you got. This is a very robust T10. That's very nice. I'm going to guess, yeah, the other hardware on this looks much smaller. So what Spyderco does is it has a locking pivot in the center, but 2 screws that go into the pivot. So it's a pivot with 2 screws, one from each side, but the pivot itself is locking. That's usually the way most Spydercos are. So I just released it, and now it's dropping shut more. I want to make sure that we don't get any blade play. No, we're on the edge of it though, but I'm going to loosen it up just a skosh more and see if I can get it to drop shut. Much better. Now, are we at the point? No blade play. Good. All right, great. So back here, you can see how the compression lock works with the button. There's basically a liner in here, and this is sandwich construction. So these liners are not embedded inside. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that for this price, although I do like this knife a lot. I'm wondering if like the Lotus scales and other things are just slabs like this, or if they make the liners inset or not. It would be interesting to research that and find out. but the liner is cut out, if you can see in there, and you can see the compression lock. And so when I push this button, it disengages from the back of the tank, kind of like a liner lock on the front. And it's just something different from Spyderco, for me at least. I really don't like the clip, but this is crazy. For once in the world here, I've gotten a Spyderco, which is tip-up carry. They usually have 4 carry points on here. They have 2 on here. I don't really like the clip that much. I much prefer either the deep kind of style carry from Lynch clip here. I really love the wire clip here, which is on the Sleesh. And what else? What other kinds? I don't think I have a solid. Do I have any solids? I don't think I have any solids right now. So yeah, I do tend to prefer this clip though, this deep carry clip here that comes back, and I believe this is from Lynch. Very nice. This is gonna have a lot sticking up above your pocket here. Has a lanyard hole, which isn't the worst, and with a lanyard tube, 2 spacers, which is fine. Backstop here. Very nice. I really like this. So the polishedness. Look at this is unpolished and this is polished, and I really like that. I really, 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 really enjoy the more polished rather than the matte finish. I think it looks super nice. I really do. All right, we're gonna take a piece of paper here. We're gonna test how slicey this is. Just from a feel standpoint, feels absolutely screaming. Oh yeah, and it's just shaving the hairs off my arm. Wow. Yeah, so right up to the tip too. Like I was cutting right here at the tip. In fact, I think I could just puncture and cut. Yeah. Very, very sharp point. Really hope I don't break off that point. So a hollow grind scooped out behind the edge, which makes it very slim behind the edge, which makes it much more slicey. Not to say that something like this Para 2 isn't slicey as well. In fact, I've carried this Para 2 a lot, and I think it even still has the same factory edge on it, besides maybe stropping a few times. Still screaming sharp. I could easily polish it with some stones or my KME and make it even better, but I'm not going to worry about that because I like it the way it is right now. And Spyderco does a really good job with their heat treat and with their sharpening in general. I could take this to a ceramic stone or a 1000 stone and get rid of the factory lines, the factory sanding there, and make it even smoother and nicer. And I might do that one day, but I don't think I'm going to right now. I do like the look of this a lot. It actually feels very Christmassy to me. This is actually Christmas Eve that I'm recording this on, so that's very cool. This is made in Taishan, China. They have a couple different factories. They have the American factory, they have the Italian factory, the Chinese factory, Japanese factory, and the Taiwan factory. The Taiwan factory is the best. Out of all the ones I've gotten, I absolutely love Taiwan the most. And then I like the American. And then the last 3 are kind of bunched together. Well, you know, Italy and Japan are kind of tied. And then last is China. But I think any knife that you see coming out of Taiwan manufactured there, their OEMs are always excellent, very high quality, very tight precision. So don't be thrown off by that. Taiwan is not China. Taiwan is its own thing, and they make some darn good knives in my estimation. Now, I love voting for the American team with my dollars, and I do spend a lot of money on American-made knives. That being said, I'm not afraid to buy quality, and this is definitely quality. So thank you so much. I will do a full review. This is just an unboxing and first impressions, but really cool knife. I'm really glad I got one of these. And maybe one of these days I'll show all of my Spyderco knives that I have, all 7 of them. I don't have that many anymore. I used to have a ton of sprint runs and other things, but I've kind of gotten rid of a lot of them and just kept the essentials for me. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I really appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. It really helps the channel. If you want to win a knife of the month, all you got to do is follow the Patreon link down below. You too could win a knife of the month for $3. Thanks so much, peoples, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.